Hello everyone, it's your girl Anu, and today I will be talking about different disabilities in children that can affect their growth intellectually or in terms of coordination in their work. Okay, so we have different types of learning disabilities, and some of them are dysgraphia, dyslexia, dyspraxia. In this discussion, as we continue, we'll look at the different types and their symptoms that can come with each of them. Now, the first one that we want to talk about is dyslexia. Dyslexia. Dyslexia is actually a learning disability that affects a person's ability to read and understand written language. When a child has a problem with written language, with understanding or with reading written language, then the child most likely will be going through dyslexia. So it's actually characterized by difficulty in reading fluently and accurately and with proper expression. Now, you may wonder, what are the symptoms of dyslexia? So when children have difficulty reading aloud or reading silently, when the reading is slow and laborious, when they have difficulty with spelling and grammar, when children have difficulty with reading comprehension and understanding written language, they can also encounter difficulty with reading related tasks such as reading instructions or reading charts and graphics. That is dyslexia. Now, the next one we want to look at is dysgraphia. Dysgraphia. Dysgraphia is a learning disability that affects a person's ability to write and express thoughts in written form. A person's inability to write and express thoughts in written form. So, children or people who have these challenges may have difficulty in spelling, in grammar, and in sentence structure. They struggle with organizing their thoughts and may have difficulty in writing assignments such as essay and reports. So if you have a child that is struggling to write essays and reports, that means the child will most likely be having difficulty with dysgraphia. Now, what are these common signs of dysgraphia? Difficulty with spelling and grammar, difficulty with sentence structure and organization, slow and laborious writing speed. When the labor in writing, the take time in writing. Another one is difficulty with writing related tasks, such as writing essays or reports. Lastly, they can also encounter difficulty with writing in different styles, such as cursive or print. When children experience this, it simply means that they are going through a challenge that we call dysgraphia. Now, another learning need is dyscalculia. Dyscalculia. Dyscalculia is a learning disability that affects a person's ability to understand and work with numbers. When someone cannot work with numbers effectively. So, children who have these challenges usually have difficulties in basic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. And people with dyscalculia may struggle with time and money management, as well as with other math-related tasks, such as counting money or balancing checkbook. So, you need to be able to differentiate the challenge that a child has, whether it's dysgraphia or dyslexia or dyscalculia. Now, you may wonder, what are some common signs of dyscalculia? Number one, people who have challenges of dyscalculia, they usually have difficulty with basic math operation. They have difficulty with time and money management, like I said. They have difficulty with math-related tasks, such as counting money or balancing a checkbook. They also have difficulty with math-related problem solving tasks, such as solving equation or calculating percentages. Okay, now another one is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Attention deficit or hyperactivity disorder is what is referred to as ADHD. It is a neurodevelopmental disorder that affects a person's ability to pay attention and control impulsive behaviors. So, it's characterized by symptoms such as inattention, hyperactivity, impulsivity as well. People with ADHD may have difficulty focusing on a task. So it's possible that you've actually come across pupils who find it hard to stay on a particular task at a time. It simply means that it's possible that the child is not certain, but it's possible that the child most likely will be having ADHD, that is attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder. All right, is much more identified in children than in adulthood. Now, what are some of the signs of ADHD? Difficulty focusing on task. They have difficulty focusing on task and following instructions. Number two, difficulty staying organized and completing assignments. That's another one. People with ADHD usually have difficulty controlling impulsive behaviors, such as interrupting others or blotting out answers. These are the set of pupils who just want to answer questions without raising their hands in the classroom, or they just interrupt someone, or you find them that they find it very difficult to sit in a particular place on a particular task at a time and focus on it. At some point in time, you may discover that they don't really pay attention to instructions. Okay, they also have difficulty with time management and planning their task. Another one is that they have difficulty with sustained attention and focus. So it's possible that you have them reading for a long period, longer than expected, and completing long assignment. So if you're giving others long assignment, you may have a rethink of the kind of assignment that you give to a child with ADHD. Now, the next one is APD. Another learning need is APD. And what does APD means? APD means auditory processing disorder. Auditory processing disorder. I'll take that again. Auditory processing disorder. It's a neurological condition that affects a person's ability to process and understand auditory information. It is characterized by difficulty in processing and interpreting sounds, particularly in noisy environments or where there is a background noise. People with APD may struggle with tasks such as listening to and understanding lectures, conversations, or even simple instructions. Okay, now what are some of the common signs of APD? Number one, they usually have difficulty processing and interpreting sounds, particularly in noisy environments or where there's a background noise. They have difficulty listening and understanding lectures, conversation, and instructions. People with APD usually have difficulty with tasks that require sustained attention to auditory information, such as listening to a long lecture or following instructions. They also have difficulty with tasks that require the ability to distinguish between similar sounds, such as differentiating between similar words or identifying specific sounds in a crowded environment. Okay, lastly, I'll be talking about dyspraxia. It's also known as DCD, meaning developmental coordination disorder, and it's a common disorder that affects movement and coordination of a person. So, but one good thing about it is that it doesn't affect the child's intelligence. It only affects the coordination skill. So, I hope that you will be able to identify the different challenges that your pupils might have in class with this. Thank you, and watch out for the next video. Thank